You know? It's like if you're getting a massage and someone pulls out a big cucumber or something, like, you just lay there, or you say, oh, probably not. Yeah? Because what they do is they chop cucumber and put it in your eyes, and it helps to alleviate puffy eyes. So you've got to communicate in life what you want, what you don't want. Don't just lay there. I want you to have some stories to tell, that's for sure.
Kaylee.
Someone on YouTube was asking if you guys have ever had any life-threatening experiences.
Have we had San Sebastian, Spain in 2001? I walked across the road and I looked Aussie style, because in Australia it's different side of the road when you cross the road. And I looked that way and the cars are coming this way. I just put my foot out and this car just went straight past. Where's the sound tech? Maybe we can turn out a little bit. Which button do I turn down?
Treble?
Treble? Where's the sound tech?
Marissa.
Go on.
Marissa.
Jen Smoko. I don't know what we're doing here. Anyone's got any tips?
Yeah. Sorry, can you turn it down a little bit?
Whales can jump out of the pond.
Stop fiddling. Maybe turn it down.
Maybe a bit of feedback.
Yeah.
A little bit of speak louder.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of feedback in it. It's like drizzling a bit.
Testing.
So next question.
Easy for you.
Thank you.
How's that sound? That sounds a lot different. That's not very loud. Is that okay?
Clear.
It's good? Good quality? Here we go.
So, is there, what's your most wanted to visit country that you haven't been to, and why haven't you been there yet?
Our most wanted to visit country that we haven't been to yet, and why haven't we been there? For me, probably New Zealand, because when it's good in New Zealand, it's also good in Adelaide. January, February, March.
Yeah.
But probably New Zealand. I'd like to cycle south to north. Really?
Yeah, there isn't any. I love Asia.
Asia.
It just meets all my needs, so I just keep coming back here. I love it. Been to America, been to most of Asia, Turkey, Greek islands, and Asia just rocks for me. Love it.
Well, I mean, any place really is good
Yeah.
to explore. I like to go anywhere on my bike.
What happened to you tonight?
Went to my mic. Sounds alright. I'll go anywhere with my bike, but New Zealand would probably be the main pick, or the top northwest of Australia. Haven't been up there yet on the bike. Next question. Mary.
What does your rest
day look like, Harvey?
What does my rest day look like? Probably being in an airport somewhere, working on the computer, and just waiting for my next plane.
That's the only time you rest?
Yeah.
I don't like taking days off the bike, really. I love riding. And I use my bike for transport, so if I want to get somewhere, I jump on my bike to go to the shop or whatever.
We don't have like a standard job,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We stay home and we put our feet up like a lot of the day, so that's like a rest day in between.
Yeah.
In between exercising.
So how many days a week do you actually really training?
Pushing it.
Yeah, pushing it.
Couple times a year. And that's when I train with the pro riders in January, where the whole ride is just pretty hard for me. I'm struggling to keep up on every climb. Otherwise, that's maybe 5 days a year I train really hard. The rest of the 360 days a year is pretty casual, with maybe like once a week a 30-minute time trial. So I don't train very hard, but I'm consistent because I like exploring on the bike.
And compared to here, is it like more intense or less intense, or like?
About the same. With probably less time on the bike here, because I go to the mountain and talk for 3 hours every morning.
Yeah.
In Adelaide I'll keep riding around. So I'm doing less mileage here really, but I've still got some really good guys to keep me honest here as well. Like yesterday and on Thursday we do a time trial. And Saturday we're doing a big ride up to the highest peak in Thailand, a 220k ride. So it's definitely got some fast guys here to train with.
Yeah, one different question. So, one argument of my mom, which speaks against my lifestyle, is actually nothing that has to do with the diet, but she says, well, you want to be so natural, you say your diet is so natural, so why do you wear like a functional clothes, like for sport? And like she says, you wear plastic. So, like, how is this sustainable? How is this, recyclable? How is this natural?
I tell people, I don't live a natural lifestyle. I live an instinctual lifestyle. My instinct says I don't want to jump on a pigeon's back and bite its head off, or I don't want to eat cats or dogs or chickens or whatever. I don't live a natural lifestyle. No one does. Everyone uses plastic. Everyone uses computers. Everyone rides bikes or uses cars or whatever. So natural for me doesn't mean anything. Instinctual is more important for me. So.
And practical.
Practical. And what is better for the environment? Best for the environment is every single human just commit suicide and we just eradicate human existence.
So does she expect us to ride the bike nude, or?
I should have asked her. Well, no, she expects to, live with the planet, like not go against the planet, because that's what we want to do by going vegan, and then you wear like plastic, and that's like her big argument.
So your mum's vegan?
That's just an excuse.
Is your mum vegan?
No.
Yeah, so your mum sounds like my mum, like...
Let's try and grab for any excuse we can.
Any excuse possible.
Step up.
My mum says me riding my bike is the same as her eating Big Macs, because you might get hit by a car one day. So that's the same as her eating Big Macs and having a heart attack one day. She says, well, when you quit cycling, maybe then I'll become a vegan. And she's serious when she's just like unconscious, like just crazy.
Does your mum watch your videos sometimes?
My mum's never watched a single one of my YouTube videos.
Too embarrassing.
She's seen snippets on my brother's phone or whatever, but she doesn't. My mum doesn't use the internet. She's never ever sent an email in her whole life. She says that's for young people, and I should get a real job.
My mom watches mine, but she usually turns off the sound. She says, that's like she just wants to see me, but she doesn't want to hear what I have to say.
No.
Part of this lifestyle requires a large sense of humour. You've got to have a sense of humour if you want to succeed. There's some people, the excuses they have or the logic they don't have, it makes you want to cry. So you just got to cry of laughter.
Yeah.
Don't hold it on too heavy, because otherwise you'll burn yourself out pretty quick. If you bleed from all the tiny arrows shot your way, you'll be dead pretty quick. So just have fun with it.
Also, what would you say? Like, what would you think? So what I told her when she said, "Well, you wear plastic, that's a natural," I said, "Well, that's kind of a distraction. Also, it doesn't really. It's not the thing that matters most. Like, it actually matters very little." So yeah, kind of, because we have all these topics.
Have you showed a cowspiracy?
She
got all the
isn't
facts
willing to watch any documentation yet, but keeping on trying.
I wouldn't waste your time really. Like, I don't talk to my mother that much anymore, because it's just the same conversation for the last 15 years, and I don't really have time for much anymore.
Yeah.
If my mum's got a question, I'm happy to answer it, but she never really does. It's just the same over and over repetition. So it's like, I'd rather do something better with my time. Might sound harsh to some people. I could be dead tomorrow, so I've got things to do today.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. It's all exercise for us.
How do you feel about family members not going vegan? Like, does it make you sad, or just the topic, just picking up the topic?
How does it make us feel when family members don't go vegan? Obviously, we'd like everyone to go vegan, but you gotta understand that most people would rather die than change their diet. Most people would rather die than change their diet. I've dealt with people with cancer or heart disease or diabetes or whatever. Now, I've given the science and like, I could do that, but I would rather die than give up my hot dogs or my steak.
But I mean, what is it? Is it just being so addicted to all these?
No, I think a lot of it.
It's convenience. A lot of it's convenience too. Like my dad said he would go vegan if I lived with him and cooked all his meals and made him all the vegan food, bought it for him. And I think that's what it comes down to for him. It's just convenience. He buys his Cheerios and that, and he's just sausage rolls, and it's very convenient, quick, fast food, and he's happy with that. And it's frustrating, but...
Yeah, for some people it's situational inconvenience, meaning they'll eat vegan food but they can't really find or don't know how to get it. And another one would be social disapproval, probably the biggest one. Or I could go vegan, I've got the money, I could afford a personal chef, or I've got a vegan friend, but where are the guys at work? When I turn up to work with a vegan burger, the guys at work are going to give me crap. So a lot of people were like, nah, I'm not going to do that. It's amazing. It's amazing how many of my cycling friends go, yeah, vegan works for me, but man, my teammates or such and such give me crap about it. It's full on.
So how do we feel about family members not going vegan?
For me, the world's a family, and everyone who's not vegan, which means we've got more work to do to make it more socially accepted and more convenient for everybody.
And you've got to just drop the bomb and then let them do what they're going to do, because you can't control them. You can't force vegan burgers down their throat, unfortunately. So you just got to drop it and leave.
I was getting a massage one time in Bangkok, and the massage girls, they could speak pretty good English, and we're talking about diet and stuff, and they asked me about my t-shirt, and they're like, oh, vegan, cannot do in Thailand, very, very hard. And so I was like, alright. So when the massage was up, I said, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I went to 7-Eleven, bought like $20 worth of vegan soy milk, vegan microwave meals, popped it down, said, enjoy girls. They're like, oh wow, where from? I said 7-Eleven. You know? I mean, 7-Eleven is like every 200 metres is a 7-Eleven in Thailand almost. And they was like, oh wow. So some people say, oh, you can't give them microwave food or soy milk, or like, no, it's got to be like organic tree wipe and stuff. And it's like, man, it's not going to work. So we can't even get that stuff most of the time. How's a noob going to get it? So we're just all about dropping coin on good stuff, sharing the message, YouTube, etc. And for me, the world is family. People say, oh, I'd like to adopt, but I want to have my own kid. And like, we've got 153 million orphans on the planet. So for me, it just doesn't make any sense to not adopt if you want kids now from today onwards. So it's a crazy world we live in. But just see it like a video game. I used to be a big gamer. Play video games all night, all day. Now the world's a video game for me. Social media.
You could have been PewDiePie.
Yeah.
You kept going with it.
Who knows who PewDiePie is? The biggest YouTuber on the planet is PewDiePie, guy from Sweden.
He's got like 30 million subscribers.
Just like 100 million views a month or something crazy. He literally earns over $1 million a month.
I think it's 2 million.
Maybe it's $2 million now a month. And he just sits at home playing video games and...
Yeah, and people just watch him playing video games. It's really...
He's killing it.
Bizarre. It's bizarre.
Cranking it. But he's reaching a lot of kids, but unfortunately doesn't really have much of a message.
With what message?
Imagine if PewDiePie went vegan.
Like, be inactive.
That would be
eat junk
incredibly
food
powerful.
and play video games.
How he could influence those kids.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Game changer. That's the power of YouTube. It's like, man, it's crazy. YouTube's like a nuclear weapon on consciousness. Good or bad. Good or bad.
So he's got the entire population of Australia watching him, basically. 30 million.
Every day.
It's amazing.
But more powerful
all
is he's got young, influential minds who are more open to change than adults.
What advice would you give people who want to start a vegan business as a form of activism rather than to sort of make money? But yeah, is there anything that you would recommend, or give any advice?
Have you got a YouTube channel?
No.
Well, that's the best way to spread the message and get your business out there. Facebook page. Definitely get into social media. Have you got Instagram, Facebook? Facebook. Get Instagram. What business?
Probably food business. So, because I'm thinking that would be probably the most practical.
Like a delivery, vegan delivery?
Like a market type stall to start off with, and then maybe develop into a restaurant hopefully one day.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think first step is to get social media all set up, so then you can find the people that you're going to help, the clients, the customers, and visualize. Get a vision book. Put it in your vision book. It's so powerful. A lot of people are like, oh, that's just hippie shit. It really does work. It's really quite amazing. Like, just put exactly how you want your business to go, like the end result, how you want to see it, how many people you want to reach, that sort of thing. And it's very good thing to do. Very good thing.
And then you have like a market business, and you have social media. And then once you start getting a bit of presence, a bit of coverage, someone will go, oh, I had such and such a salad, and it tastes like caterpillars pissed all over it. And then it'll be like, oh mate, that's the worst service ever. Never go back there. Thumbs down. Blah blah blah. So then you have to overcome that wall of negativity on social media, which most people get. Just block them. The wall comes up to them and they run. I know one person had a YouTube channel, and someone said, oh, your face looks like a sweaty sausage. You're a sweaty sausage face. They deleted their entire YouTube channel. Years of videos. One click, done. Total knockout comment. Insane. Yeah? If we get thousands of hate comments a day, we've got hate channels just dedicated to us. We have vegan people just start up a channel. Their first video, why Durianrider really fucking suck. I went to the festival and they helped me out, but they fucking suck.
120,000 views.
It just like, it's crazy. So, sometimes I write in there, well, isn't it disappointing that your biggest video is about us? But our way of getting the message out there is wrong. So it's all about just,
I think,
it's a big game.
Yeah, those people who delete their whole channel because of a comment, like their heart's not in the right place, their focus isn't in the right place, not on the animals, not on helping people, it's on themselves. So that's important to not make it about yourself. Make it about the big picture.
If it's about ourselves, we'll always won't be as
take
fun.
things personally.
Won't be as fun. Serving others or serving the animals is definitely the most rewarding thing out there, for sure. You know, to get to a point where you're making the money, you're getting the fame, and it's cool for a bit, but then you can be pretty empty unless you're really doing it for a good cause. Definitely. And that's why I see a lot of celebrities just abusing drugs, suicide, because they just feel so empty, you know? Because they don't really have a purpose. The purpose was money and fame, and once you get that, it's like, ugh.
I mean, like, is Justin Bieber even going to make 25?
I don't know.
You know, the guy's like, you know, he must be up the top now, just thinking, oh, up the top. You know, he probably thinks, oh, I made it, but there's nothing here. It's so empty. You know, drugs, money, fast cars.
Michael Jackson,
boring.
Elvis Presley, Robin Williams, got a crew. See, when you make it about something bigger than yourself, it's a lot more sustainable. Definitely. How's the audio at the back? All right? You can hear it all right? Good.
Questions. Hey, we got a question over here.
My dad has type 2 diabetes, and he can't have lots of sugar because his body doesn't create any insulin. And so my question was, what would you? I want to try to get him to eat healthier. So what would you suggest? Because I don't really know if he can have fruit because of the high sugar.
Type 1 or type 2?
Type 2.
Yeah, so that's 100% curable.
Right, it is.
Put him on
Through diet.
Neil Bernard's. You know Neil Bernard's Reversing Diabetes, scientifically proven approach.
The what?
Neil Bernard's book. It's a scientifically approved approach to reversing diabetes. So I would buy him that book or show him the website and get him on that. It works 100% of the time for type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
And it's not high fruit, but he can eventually become high fruit for sure. And there's a number of people who have reversed it on high fruit. So, but if he's not willing to do that, it's best to ease him into this lifestyle that way.
Yeah, too much fat and protein's the issue.
Yeah, too much fat.
Yeah.
Always. But I've met heaps of diabetics, so like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Give me the needles, man. Give me my Big Macs. I'd rather do that.
He's been eating pretty healthy. It's just that he travels a lot, so it's a lot of just like convenience. Again, with like he'll try to eat healthy, but I mean he also isn't that active, so it's really getting through the diet is the number one thing.
Yeah.
But he's like high protein, but still.
Yeah, for sure. Type 2 diabetes diet.
Doctors are telling him. To
Yeah, that's the diabetes diet. Eat high protein, so then you come back and we sell you insulin. Insulin is one of the highest profit pharmaceuticals around. Insulin is like so easy to make, so profitable, and so popular. So you basically got a customer for life. Imagine that, if I have something you take every single day for the rest of your adult life from us, and we're just like rolling the cash. Crazy. And make sure you eat that high protein diet because we don't want to lose a customer. Amazing. And then put out all this mass media medication military mindset of like, if you don't eat meat, you might get a protein deficiency, and like, eat meat and like just eat more meat. Make sure you have some whey protein in case your meat didn't have enough protein in it. And then have egg protein in case the meat and the whey didn't have enough protein. And then like have some steroids with that as well.
The system is so evil. So evil.
It's amazing. I think a lot of these people, these sharks out there, they just see people as like these just MasterCard numbers. They just look at you and is that wallet big enough, or it's crazy, man, how unethical some people are. Just see people as just numbers. And I can see why, because some people don't want to change. They don't give a fuck about their health. And they want to get scammed, they want to just get hustled and just keep doing their little life. So I can understand why there's so many sharks out there, because it's just easy prey. Easy prey.
Can't you do nothing against type 1?
Type 1, you can't cure that unless you've just recently been diagnosed. Maybe there's a little cooling off period. But Robbie Barbaro on YouTube, he's a type 1 diabetic, fruitarian. He's doing really well. All his glycated hemoglobin A1C levels are getting more stable. He's using less insulin than before, and he's minimised his risks of type 1 diabetic complications later in life. He's staying lean and feeling good.
Is the same cost like protein and fat for type 1?
According to the science out there, yeah. A lot of science points towards dairy products being given to kids causing type 1 diabetes. So type 2 curable, type 1 only curable in the first few months or so, but then after it sets in, shut down. Insulin for life.
Have you guys heard that some of the insulin administered to type 2 diabetics comes from pigs?
Yeah. A lot of it's synthetic or pig porcine insulin derived. So yeah. But if you're diabetic and you don't take insulin, you're going to die. So at some point. But I guess depending on what medication you're on as well. So some people say, oh, I'm not doing insulin today. So no. Change your diet, measure your bloods, and regulate insulin as needed, versus just you stop meds. But yeah, Dr. Neil Bernard's got all the tips on there. For sure. It's a bit like you're drowning in the ocean, someone throws your life jacket, and there's like a strip of leather on there. Oh, I can't use that. And you just throw the life jacket off, and you drown. It's not going to help anyone.
Such a quiet bunch. Come on, you got questions.
A friend of mine's husband had a mini stroke, and the doctors told him not to eat pineapple. Have you heard of anything in relation to that?
That he can eat like bacon and eggs and...
Well, they tried to put him on a healthy diet.
Like a high protein
Healthy diet.
Yeah.
It's free range eggs.
Don't eat fruit though.
So yeah, as far as I know, one of the restrictions was this pineapple. They came to me being the one with the fruit in the office, but yeah, apparently he can't have pineapple and too much
I've never
fruit.
heard anything about that.
Gets a stroke from never eating pineapple in his day in his life, but don't eat pineapple.
Yeah. It was just because it was obviously, they're very specific about pineapple. I just wondered if anyone had heard anything about that.
They probably read some naturopath chart that said pineapple's got too much sugar, and they're like, oh, this is like low sugar. Just no idea. Or interrupts with some medication they're poisoning with. Again, crazy.
Kind of going on from that question, my mum had so many strokes. She's got basically like the opposite of leukemia. So basically she's got too many red blood cells.
White blood cells.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And now they're calling it a form of cancer. That's what they're calling it. And but apparently it's like a genetic thing. And so she doesn't think that eating like a vegan diet will help her at all, and she just wants to continue with her Weight Watchers lifestyle. And what's your opinion on that? Do you think that it can help any form of cancer?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
why wouldn't you have a go? You
At
know,
least
like,
acidic diet.
Yeah, right? Okay.
it's not always going to cure everything, but because some people just don't live a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
They don't just do sport, they go to bed late, they're stress heads. But then they might change the diet, it may work. If you change everything, you've got better chances.
Yeah.
Like I said before, some people just don't want to know. Like when my dad had cancer, diagnosed with cancer, riding his bike around, 85-year-old, pretty fit and healthy, except for prostate cancer. And the doctor said, all right, chemo, radiation. I called my dad up and said, don't do chemo, don't do radiation.
Tell the whole story, how he fell off a bike.
Oh, yeah, my dad fell off
Routine checkup.
Yeah, his dad fell off a ladder, routine checkup. They said, oh, your prostate level's a little bit high. You know, let's do some chemo radiation. And so
An 85-year-old.
I flew straight over there and said, look, Dad, they're going to fucking kill you. They don't give a fuck. This is what their business is. He goes, oh, Harley, you know, like, just come on now, come on.
They killed him.
So we went to the oncologist together, this young oncologist, very fresh out of uni. I said, what's the chemo and radiation going to do to my dad? And she goes, it's going to destroy his immune system.
Yeah, my mum's on like chemo pills. Like she won't have like actual chemo where like she loses her hair or anything, but the medication she's taking is chemotherapy.
As long as they can keep living their lifestyle, they'll do whatever it takes, you know. So
As long as she can stay a size 10, she'll be happy.
Whatever, you know. Losing weight from chemo drugs.
Yeah, I
well,
hope she gets off those pills.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
full
good.
on.
So I'm giving this oncologist heaps of stick, trying to punch him in the face. It's pretty crazy. I'm talking to someone that's going to kill my dad. Literally going to kill my dad. And my dad's like, he's kicking me on the table like, shh. And then so I just shut up. And it's pretty full on.
He probably had cancer in his body for the last
20 years, 30 years or whatever.
something.
Enlarged prostate, high PSA levels, chemo radiation.
Giving chemotherapy to an 85, like anyone, but an 85-year-old.
So then, anyway, then I saw my dad go and do chemo radiation that day. Walked in pretty straight, walked out like he got king hit. And then on the way out, he's just like, he goes, Harley, I thought I raised you better. I can't believe how uncouth you were to that oncologist.
He's so impolite.
You know? And I said, yeah, sorry, Dad. Sorry about that. And then I got a plane next day, gave my dad a hug, goodbye. Didn't even go to his funeral.
So sad.
Just like, I accept my dad wanted to die. I accepted that. You know? So you just got to accept people want to die. And it's not us to go, hey, you can't die. When people want to die, let them die. Give them a solution, but you can't step in front of them because they want to check off. That's the sad reality. A lot of people don't live. All of us here, we've got a pretty carefree lifestyle for most of us, but some people don't live in this rainbow fruit world. They live in a pretty harsh reality where they don't want to get better or they want to be a victim or whatever. And lessons you learn. But when you see family members just want to kill themselves, you roll with it. So
Well, they trust the white coat. The white coat's, you know, the smart one. Not his son. His son knows nothing.
And I told my brothers, I said, they're going to kill Dad. Yeah, you know. And now they understood. I predicted exactly what was going to happen. How long, what's going to happen. And the oncologist never rang me up and said, oh, sorry about that. Your dad dead now.
Yeah, they pretty much said to my mum, like, you got to stay on this medication. The minute you come off it, that's it. The end.
I get better customer service from Apple. They ring me up and say, how was that last, with the iMovie question you had, was that sufficient answer? You know what I mean? Like, it's just nuts, man. I give better customer service to my ebook customers than oncologists give their cancer patients, majority of the time. And we're dealing with, like, it's just insane. So once you understand that, then you can sort of have a bit more clarity in life. And it's easy to get negative and aggressive, but I'd rather just have more clarity. And then when my dad died, that's when we created our forum and I started picking up the pace. I'm like, people got to have options. So we're about giving people options versus wanting it more for them than they want it themselves. So we can, like, you can do your homework for your mum or your dad or your brother or your sister, but don't be kicking back on the feet on the couch just watching the football or the soccer. Pass us another beer, love. When's that roast on? Vegan diet? Oh, what about protein? Oh, you're a vegan, are you? So you just got to be the example, give information, but don't spend too much time waiting for people to take action. Because life's going. You could be dead tomorrow. You could be dead today. This could be the last talk you ever hear. So just do it.
That's nice and positive.
Do you have a book recommendation for or about chemo? Like
a book recommendation for chemo? I mean, Dr. McDougall and Esselstein, they've got great experiences. They've been doing it for 30, 40 years. They've got great blogs on there.
Online then.
Yeah, it's free.
Nothing for a grandpa.
Like, again, like...
You can look that up.
It's 2015. If someone can't Google something, like, I'm looking at, like, what's the most durable road hub I can buy? Money, no option.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if I want solutions, I look on the internet and I spend hours researching something. But people are like, Carly, convince me. Lay it all out for me. It's full on. It's full on. So we'll have, Buddy, you want to come up and have a chat with the crew?
Coconut boy.
Coconut man.
You need to start a YouTube channel like Cocoa Boy or something. Coconut Bra.
This Buddy, he was a homeschooled Queenslander. I spent time with him 7 years ago. Raised on a predominantly raw and predominantly vegan diet. He's doing well. He's an active kid, been climbing coconut trees almost every day. How many coconut trees have you climbed, you reckon? Thousands?
Yeah, couldn't count them there.
Thousands. Alright, go for it, buddy.
You fell out of it.
I'm 19 years old. My name's Buddy Friend from Queensland, far north Queensland. And been raw vegan all my life. And never had any health problems or a tetanus shot in my life. No infection. A lot of people hit me up with the question though, how do I get my protein? The answer is coconuts. One coconut has the same protein as a quarter pound of beef. It's complete protein, absorbable for muscle building, or if you're pregnant or something like that, you need a lot of protein. Anyway, so, and I don't know what to say really, but
ask me if you've got any questions.
Any questions, anyone?
What about iron?
Iron? I eat a lot of greens for iron. So my daily intake will be about... My daily intake will be at least 20 bananas before 9 o'clock. I'll drink it with one coconut worth of cream. So I shred the coconut out, squeeze the cream and mix it with the banana, and that aids digestion as well, as coconut's got a lot of lipase, which helps you digest everything you eat it with. Say you eat chickpeas, which is hard to digest, but if you eat them with coconut, they seem, they go down a lot better than without. But anyone got any questions, shoot away. Since I was about 8 years old, when I got enough strength to do it, I'm always really energetic. We grew up on a farm of about 200 acres. Mum and Dad used to buy a trampoline for every Christmas, so used to do gymnastics all the time on that. And got a lot of good life skills. I've never been in a classroom in my life. I was lucky enough to have the parents to homeschool me, so I didn't get influenced by any children or any other teachers saying that I might need eggs or milk or any of that stupid shit they give you, Any other questions? So my dad's, he changed his diet when he was around 20. He started studying meat inspector's course, and they taught him about adrenaline and stress hormone. When you kill an animal, it freaks out, and your defense mechanism is adrenaline, which cuts out your immune system and lets you in on infection. So if you cut your arm, like see that scar there on my arm? Did that when I was 4 years old. I was running down the stairs and tripped on the last step with a big glass jar, and my arm was literally cut to the bone halfway around. I didn't go to hospital or get a tetanus shot. I didn't even get a stitch, and no infection without animal products. That's what the hospitals, they feed you animals, so you go to the hospital sick. So any other questions? Sorry, this is my first time talking, might be a bit. Any other questions? Fat. So I start my day with bananas, fruit, any kind of fruit really. Then after lunch I might crave something like a salad. I don't eat any cooked food at all. So I usually make a coconut salad. Always, I eat around 2 coconuts a day with a quarter pound of beef, equal protein in each. So I'm eating around a kilo of digestible protein each day. So I get a lot of strength, muscle building, you know, like you don't lack anything if you're on coconuts all the time. What's that? I never do any training. I've never been to a gym in my life. I only do productive work like hoe a garden to make, you know, get your own greens, organic garden. Or my parents do the coconut markets every Sunday, which is at Port Douglas in Cairns, just above Cairns. And yeah, it's my job to peel the coconuts every week. I peel 400 to 500 on Saturday and then all day Sunday. So I don't do training, but I do productive work to, yeah. I've never had a blood test or B12 shot in my life, but yeah, I'm thinking of doing it soon. But I don't feel energy deficient or anything like that. But just first day I came to the festival, I cut my finger to the bone there, which was really deep. It was spurting blood for like about 20 minutes. I didn't put a band-aid on it or cover it up, and 2 days later I went swimming in the waterfalls there. It's really dirty water. People were freaking out, saying, you know, you might get some sort of infection in that dirty water, but me myself, I'm not worried at all. Without that adrenaline knocking my immune system out, I'm fully capable of healing myself without a hospital.
What were you just saying about when eating chickpeas and coconut helps it digest better? Why is that?
So a lot of people say chickpeas they don't digest if you eat them raw, but if you eat it with coconut, it has a digestive enzyme called lipase, which aids any digestion. So if you got a food that's hard to digest and you combine it with coconut, which usually it combines with any food at all, you got really good digestion eating everything raw. Any other questions? Yeah, so last year I had a motorbike accident. I've been pretty wild child as I didn't go to school, and yeah, I've had motorbike ever since I was 9 years old. I used to play the tin whistle at the Port Douglas markets in front of the coconut store, make up to $300 a day, as my dad was in the band before I was born, and he taught me all the tunes. I know about 70 off the top of my head. I can do the scales 30 times on one breath, so I used to get up to $300 a day as an 8-year-old or 7-year-old even, you know, up to 15. So that's how I was buying all my motorbikes. They couldn't stop me as, you know, I have my own money. When I was 9, I bought my own $1,200 motorbike, and then, yeah, I was addicted to that. No one could stop me really, but yeah, I had a motorbike accident doing motocross. I overshot a jump and landed flat, twisted my knee down and inwards, and I popped ligaments and a blood vessel, and I was on crutches for 6 months for that. And yeah, I might need surgery, but they are coming good. I can still climb coconut trees. It uses a different ligament. But yeah, I'm healthy otherwise. I've only been to the hospital twice in my life. When I was 12, I crashed my motorbike, snapped my arm clean, and I had the bone sticking out, so they had to realign that. But they told me that I had to wait at least 12 weeks before I can take the cast off. And then I went back for an x-ray after 8 weeks, and the bone was, they were surprised, and it was already healed. And they took the cast off at 8 weeks instead of 12. So they were extremely surprised in healing. And then the other time I went, I was 17 years old, I was working on a pumpkin farm, lifting crates onto a truck, and the guy opposite me dropped his side and it cut the top of my finger off clean, shattered my bone in 3 spots, and my finger's on the ground. And yeah, I raced to hospital half an hour. They told me it wouldn't be accepted if they sewed it back on, but I said do it anyway. And yeah, it accepted it, and I didn't get any infection. They were freaking out, asking me when I had my last tetanus shot. I told them I've had it last week, so don't give it to me, you know. And yeah, I straight out lied to them, to their face. I didn't take any antibiotics whatsoever, and my finger healed itself. I got full sense, and yeah. So in any injury you come into, if you're on this sort of diet, you're definitely a lot better off, as you don't need any hospital, you know, only if you break your bone to the point where it's out of place. Yes? Well, once my dad learnt the adrenaline, he was doing a meat inspector's course, right? So he was about my age when he started this. He was a big meat eater before then, and he's in the meat inspector's course, and they taught him about how adrenaline knocks out your immune system, and you have to have a ceiling barrier between the animals getting killed and the ones waiting to be killed. As the ones waiting to be killed, if they smell the scent of the killing, they freak out to the point where the meat's hard and it's not edible, you know. So they have to have that ceiling to restrict the adrenaline from going into the meat. But then they did another test. They hooked a monitor up to the pituitary gland on the animal, and they shot its head off while it wasn't looking at them, just to see if there's any adrenaline going to be into the meat, you know, if it's not thinking it's going to die before it dies. And yes, every animal that you kill, even if you cut its head off when it's happy, it's going to have this adrenaline, because it's the defense mechanism in every animal that moves, and it's going to knock your immune system out when you eat it. So yeah, after he learnt that, he completely gave up meat and met my mother, which was a very sick child all her life, you know, growing up in Sydney, getting fed all this shit. She also hated meat, but she didn't know how to change, you know. When they're united though, they changed completely, and they had 7 children. I'm one of 7. That's my sister out the back there, Anita friend. She's just like me as well, very healthy and fit. And the only one of our siblings that changed is the oldest, which was Bonnie. She had a irukandji sting when she was about 18, 19, and changed her brain somehow. Changed her brain formation, and yeah, she's the only one of our family that's gone back to the diet, and she's gone fat fat and ugly, and I can hardly talk to her the way she's changed. But I can't blame it at all, because the irukandji, before then she was the nicest raw vegan and, you know, animal loving person. After that though, she's seemed to have changed in the brain, it's gone a bit crazy, some will say. Any other questions though? Yeah, so the protein's in the mature coconut. It's the brown one you see, that's got the full protein, but it varies from the green one to the brown one. So anywhere in between it's going to have a little bit less than a quarter pound of beef equal in protein. The brown coconut's the full protein. That's what they make the oil out of as well. So my mother did a course for all her children so she could homeschool them. Therefore we didn't get influenced by any other teachers or other children at lunchtime saying that, oh, why don't you eat this and this and this and the other shit that they'll give you and might cause you to change. So they already thought of that, and they did a course to do homeschooling, which yeah, I did all my life. I've never been to a classroom. She sent some of the children to school when they're older and smart enough to know what's right, you know. So yeah.
What do you think about the brand?
Yeah, that was a really good festival. I had a lot of fun there. A few nice people I met there. Yeah, I only spent one day there as I was working that whole week, but the day I spent was really good. Yeah, I came here just to meet the group of people that sit in front of me into, you know, similar things. I don't have many friends at home. Most of them say I'm crazy. You know, why you eat meat, you're missing out on the best food in the world. It just absolutely disgusts me in every way. Most people have... What's that?
What does your work look like? Like, yeah, opening coconuts?
My work?
Your work.
So, as growing up at home every day, my dad was partly school and partly mechanics training. He brought me a car when I was 5 years old that was overheated, and I did everything, rebuilt the motor as a school project. So when I was 10 years old, I had a brand new motor and car and a full knowledge of how to fix everything on the car. Therefore now I work as a mechanic for myself. I'm my own boss. I buy cars, the cheap, $200-300, and do the mechanical, you know, whatever's wrong with it, register it, and then resell it for 4 or 5 grand. You know, I know exactly what I'm buying, and always resell it, always been successful. Early this year though, I bought a $2,000  4-wheel drive that I was going to hopefully resell for $8,000. I went out for the weekend, parked it under a big tree, and got home and it was folded in half with the tree on top of it. So that was the biggest money loss I've ever made, not because I misjudged of how it was before I bought it though.
So you taught yourself how to do it? No one else?
Well, my father as well. As I was starting off reading, I didn't really get into the normal curriculum as I was really bored of it. So Dad saw that and took it as an opportunity as I was really into mechanics. So he bought me a workshop manual for the car I was rebuilding, and I read step by step as I rebuilt the motor and helped me learn to read and learnt the mechanical side of it as well. So I'm really set for life for that as well. So I work on motorbikes, cars, buses, you name it. Any other questions? Yeah, after this talk I'm thinking of running up this coconut tree. I brought a piece of steel just earlier in the steel shop in the square there. I'm going to peel a few people a coconut, or how many's up there, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll get them for us and peel them. I can peel a coconut in around 7 seconds, as I've been peeling for how many a week, so I'm getting really good at it now. It's extremely dangerous. I wouldn't sit at all underneath there. As you see how easy they pop off. I went up there yesterday with just my hands and I just touched a couple of them and off they came. So honestly I wouldn't sit under a tree with coconuts on it, as one could kill you. Extremely, yeah. And a lot of them.
Alright, thanks buddy.
Thanks.
Who thinks Buddy should make a YouTube channel and share his stories? Alright. If you want a juice, there's a few juices left.
Durian juice.
And Buddy's going to scale a coconut tree.
Yeah, so just watch out, sitting underneath.
You might want to clear away from the coconut tree. Sitting at a cocoa nut.
It's a big group to it.
Cocoa nutted. There's a few juices left, so durian juice wasn't too bad. So if you
Geil. Oh yeah. It's raining.
Playground's what?
Woohoo!
That was way too fast.
Someone won't be buying a new one. Quick, 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 quick.
Oh, rainbow!
What was your bike?
No, it's too rainy for the camera. Can you
Wow. Just a knife in the mouth.
Woohoo!